Hey, this is Pidge, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll go through update number 4 for the Carrion Golem aura stacking build for 3.17 Archnemesis. In today's video there won't be any transitions because we are still playing low life. I am now level 95 and I am still running a 5 link. Yeah. Not ideal, but there is a reason for this. I invested my money into a different 6 link because I was hoping to have transitioned by today, but with some new information that came to light, it has set me back quite a bit. And that new information was regarding the Pride and Eternal Blessing functionality. To me, it always seemed like it was an obvious bug in the game, but people were using it, and it meant that I could actually transition to CI for a reasonable cost. So that's what I was hoping to do. I thought, well, if they're going to keep it in the game, I may as well do it. But thankfully, somebody in my Discord mentioned that Market GGG had actually confirmed it was a bug, so it will be being removed. So there's no way I'm going to transition to CI and end up with an unplayable build. So here we are, we're still in low life, and as you can see, the build is performing very well. But the upgrade path now looks a little bit different because we're going to be stuck in this low life zone or longer. With this exact setup, so with the 5 link, we've managed to kill the Eater of Worlds.
It is done. This realm remains.
The Syrian Exile.
Annihilation. Incineration.
When I'm ready, I'm not. This is iron coils. The atlas is mine.
All of the Conquerors with at least 80% quant in the map. Cortex, which I have no footage for, and also mapping has become an absolute breeze. It's completely effortless.
There's an odd series of altars in this.
The boss kills therefore, Syrian Exile and Eater of Worlds were done completely blind. I had no idea what the mechanics were, so I'm pretty pleased that we got through that in the first attempt. I'm yet to try Cyrus, and I'm yet to try Maven, but people in the Discord have confirmed that it performs very well on those boss fights. So let's talk a little bit more about why there won't be a transition. So I've spent hours and hours coming up with a min-max version of this build, and it was very, very expensive, and it needed extremely particular items, so not achievable without a big budget. Then came along this new interaction with Pride and Eternal Blessing, and it gave an opportunity to really tone down those particular items, so I thought we were onto a winner. Then the confirmation of the bug came from Mark, and it's no longer going to be a thing. I don't know whether it'll get patched like on Monday or towards the end of next week. Either way, when that does get patched, if you transitioned over now, your build will be bricked. So it's just no point doing it. Instead, what I suggest doing for next upgrades are working on your Awaken Gems. Awaken Gems are actually quite cheap at the moment. So Awaken versions of everything in your 6-link. Get a level 21 Carrion Golem, and in the next update we'll work on some really nice interactions with Ashes of the Stars Amulet, while I still figure out the most optimal and cost-efficient way to transition into CI. On the whole, I'm extremely happy with the build in its current form, considering we're only doing about a tenth of the damage, maybe even less than a tenth of the damage of what it will do once we can push more currency into it. There's a couple of things that you need to be aware of, especially people that are new to running this build. Your Animate Guardian is at risk if you don't put Chaos Resistance into him. It doesn't matter how much life he has, you need to ensure that you're putting some Chaos Resistance onto your Animate Guardian. He starts with 0, he doesn't start with a -60 like everybody else. So you just need to get some on the gloves, get some on the chest piece. The other thing is, look out for the enemy has energy shield, or maximum life as extra energy shield mod. We are pure physical, and breaking through a boss's energy shield, is very, very difficult. It's not performing well under that particular circumstance. I had a nightmare with Varentia, who was recharging her energy shield completely every time she backed off into the storm. And your minions can't go into that storm, they won't survive because they're out of the radius of your auras. So just look out for that mod, and if you come up against a boss that seems stupidly tanky, it's either because he's generating endurance charges on hit, or they're regenerating that energy shield. Everything else is fine, no problems at all. Let's look over the gear. I don't think there have been any changes whatsoever. Still running this 5-link because, yeah, I'm going to have to bite the bullet. Now that I know that I'm staying here for at least 2 or 3 more days, I'm going to have to bite the bullet and get a 6-link Shavs. Still running the Cold Iron Point, the Alpha's Howl with the Grace enchantment, Prism Guardian, still the same gloves with just Energy Shield and Dex, Darkness Enthroned, Doriana's Delusion. I am still running a Life Flask. I am still running a Quartz Flask. This is far from optimal gear. Far, far from optimal. So don't worry about it if your gear's a little bit scuffed. This build will perform. The links are exactly the same as well. Vitality, Clarity, Convocation, Purity of Vice, Val Grace, Val Discipline, Purity of Fire, Val Haste, Determination, Pride, and then Carrion Golem with Brutality, Minion Damage, Multi-Strike, and Melee Physical Damage. So no Awaken Gems. All of them are just 20s, there's no 21s in there. I still need to corrupt all these jewels. And then we have Arrogance with Generosity, Precision, and Divergent Dread Banner. Precision's at level 1. Raise Spectre, Animate Guardian, Meat Shield, and Minion Life Support. With the Animate Guardian, I'm now running the Kingmaker, but it's still on the budget setup, so I've got really high life and then percentage max life on the chest piece with Chaos Resistance. On the gloves, I've got Chaos Resistance with Curse on hit with Vulnerability, Corruption. For the helmet, we're using Learcast. For the boots, we're using Victorious Flight, and then we're using the Kingmaker as a weapon. And the Kingmaker makes a huge difference. those fights that we've just looked at there with the Syrian Exile, etc., there was no Animate Guardian. So those fights would have been 10% quicker because everything's got cull once you've got the Kingmaker on. So it helps tremendously. The next steps for me are getting the 6-link shavs and then leveling up the Awaken versions of all of these gems. So you can get Awaken Melee Fizz. Once that's leveled up, that'll give you Intimidate as well, which adds a big DPS boost. Awaken Multi-Strike will be the last thing that I pick up because that's very expensive generally. Awaken Minion Damage I already have and I'm leveling that up, and Awakened Brutality. I'll also be looking out for a level 21 Carrion Golem gem. This is my level 95 treat. Extremely scuffed, as you can see. Nothing is optimal on here. When we're talking about jewels, we've got the same setup actually. I don't think anything here has changed. So I'm just running one small cluster with mana reservation, which has self-control on it. And because I'm not using a second small cluster here, I've actually just slotted in Primordial Harmony. So essentially we've got a spare socket there. I could take out these 3 nodes here and slot the Watcher's Eye in there. And then I've got 3 extra points to play about with. Or if you have one handy, then you could put a Fortress Covenant in here and that will give you a lot of DPS. I don't have one and they're quite expensive at the moment. I'm still having to take the Dexterity and the Strength nodes here, which are a waste, but I haven't found a way around it. And that is it. So yeah, almost at 5k Energy Shield now. This could definitely tip over 5k with some decent rolls. And then for defenses, 83% fire and cold, 84% lightning, and my chaos res is still on negative because I'm being quite lazy, to be honest. The last thing I'll mention as well for newer players is that I run Convocation on my left click, and I always have. You need to be within a certain range to bosses anyway for Pride to be able to take effect. So Convocating them actually doesn't pull them away too far from doing the damage, and it also gives them a life regeneration boost. It also makes sure that they're constantly regenning from your auras every few seconds. So I find it better to use Convocation on the left click and put Bone Armor on another button that you can hold down the whole time. So just don't let go of this one. And put that on left click. I can't remember the last time I lost a minion, even a zombie. So very pleased with how everything is surviving. I hope you guys enjoyed the update. I'm sorry that it couldn't be a transition. I'm sorry for myself as well, because I was very excited about doing that today. But it is what it is. I'll keep working on it. And if you've got any questions for the build, either comment down below or jump in the Discord and join in the discussions on there. If you enjoyed the video, if you're enjoying the build diary, then please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna keep going, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.